Now we've had loads of requests for this, so we're going to go over the top 10 list of things to watch out for on your test and before you go in for your test. Make sure you just don't drive slow throughout the test. Now a lot of your friends and family will say drive slow and you'll end up passing your test. This is incorrect, as you become a hazard on the road because more people are likely to overtake you at this point. What you should be doing is keeping within the speed limit and keeping to the appropriate speed of the road, and where it's safe to do so, make sure you pick up your speed and get up to the speed limit. And obviously when it's a bit more difficult, like in meeting situations around junctions, slow it down. Make sure you plan ahead before your test. Think about the time of your test. Think about the bus lanes that are going to be in operation or not going to be in operation. So when you come to those stages, when you're actually dealing with those bus lanes, you'll know what to do with them already. Now this is an obvious one. Keep on top of your mirrors. Make sure you're checking them in twos, and make sure you check your blind spots correctly and you're doing them right over your shoulders, not just looking at your pillars. Okay, so you need to be looking right the way over when you're doing your blind spots. This is a really important one. Don't rush junctions. Okay, junctions are where most amount of accidents happen. You want to take your time at the junctions, make sure you observe properly, and then be able to go. Obviously at roundabouts we try not to stop unless there's someone coming from your right, but make sure you go slow enough where you give yourself enough time to do the observations. Okay, and also a lot of people end up worrying about undue hesitation. Now you're only going to get undue hesitation if there's a really big gap you end up missing. If you end up going the wrong direction in your test, don't panic, don't worry too much. As long as you've done it safely, you're perfectly fine. Don't make any sudden changes. By you making any sudden changes, it could become a serious mistake because you won't probably allow yourself to check your mirrors to make sure it's safe before you move your position. Just end up going with what you've already started, but make sure you do it safely. Now a good kind of example of this is if you get into the incorrect lane, for example on the roundabout, and it says, and this sat nav or the examiner asks you to go straight ahead, and you get into a left only and it's too late to move over, just make the left turn. Don't try to change your mind at this point, or don't try to change your direction, as this could become a serious mistake. Even if you feel like you failed your test, or if you know you've made a serious or dangerous mistake, make sure you don't give up. You just keep going and give it your best shot, and also you want to know what the best result you can get in your actual test, so that next time that's the only thing you need to work on. Now if you're not sure about something, don't be afraid of asking the examiner. Okay, so if you're not sure about the direction given by the sat nav, or if the direction given by the examiner, you can get them to ask them to repeat themselves. This is perfectly fine and it's not a serious or minor mistake. Okay, the only thing you can't do is you can't say, oh, is this the road? They can't identify the road for you. You can ask for the directions to be given again. Now you also want to make sure you watch your speed throughout the test. Make sure you keep within the speed limit. Now a lot of people ask, with the sat nav, can we follow the speed limits on the signs on the sat nav itself? The answer is not really. You use it as a guidance, because what you'll find is that a lot of roads don't actually match the speed limit on the sat nav, because there's always changes happening on the road. So always use it as a guidance, but always rely on the signs and markings on the floor to tell you the actual speed limit. Now when you're in a meeting situation and you're not sure about the space, you want to make sure you take your time and ask yourself, is there enough space? Now for any reason, if you have any doubt there isn't enough space, the best thing to do at this point is to hold back rather than to force your way through and end up getting too close to one of the cars on your left or your right. At roundabouts, when you're turning right, yes, most of your instructors and people will say you need to come off in the left-hand lane, which is correct. We will always try to move back into the left-hand lane if it's safe to do so, but sometimes it won't be safe to come back into the left-hand lane, and it's perfectly fine to come off in the overtaking lane, and when it's safe, then move back to your left. Make sure you bring your provisional license with you on the test day, and also make sure you check the date and the time of your test to make sure it's correct. The amount of times we go into the test center and people walk in 5 minutes late after the test and realize the test was 5 minutes earlier. Okay guys, I hope you like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.